We kick off the show with an elimination 6-woman tag team match, or sorry, not tag team, fucking 6-pack challenge, excuse me. Becky Lynch defeating Carmella, Natalya, Nikki Bella, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss to win or become the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion. In a really good match. I thought there were certain points early on, and you know what? When you put 6 women in a match, you know, whether it be a tag team match or specifically something like this, it is bound to be a train wreck. When you put any amount of people, whether it be men, it's not a woman thing. It could be a men thing too. When you put 6 guys in a fucking 6-pack challenge, it could be very well a fucking train wreck. But it wasn't. I mean, there were certain points where they kind of like took turns doing their finishers and shit, which I don't like when it's kind of stretched out that way. When it's the entire match, it kind of gets ridiculous. Like, why isn't everyone up at the same time? They did that at one point. Other than that, though, I thought the match was really, really good. The eliminations were not rushed. And one of the benefits of this being a 6-match show, not 7, I'm not including Wyatt and Orton here, which I know ended via forfeit, whatever. Yeah, a 6-match show, really. I was glad they gave him time, and that was really the one thing I was looking forward to here, was that if they didn't add any more matches to the card, like Corbin and Cruz or Corbin and Kane or whatever, I was hoping that they would give these girls some time. They definitely did. They gave them a whole bunch. What the exact time was, maybe closer to 20 minutes. I don't remember exactly. But they didn't rush the eliminations, which I was really happy about, and turned out to be a really, really good match. So the first one gone was Alexa Bliss, who went on to become the number 1 contender to the title on Tuesday, as it happened, which I'll talk about momentarily in my SmackDown review. Then Naomi, then Natalya, Carmella eliminating Nikki Bella, which was really surprising, and I gotta give Nikki Bella props. I've never been her biggest fan in the past. I've always said I respected her. She's gotten better as a heel. She's always been better as a heel, but I'm fine with her as a face just because she finally feels fresher than she did, fresher than she did before she left, about over a year ago. So I'm glad she's putting over the new faces, whether it be Alexa Bliss, Carmella, whatever. Good for her. So it came down to Becky and Carmella. I feel like people didn't really think that Carmella was going to win, but still, the final few minutes were good. Becky forces her to tap out and becomes the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion. So she was my pick. I got pretty much every, even including Wyatt and Orton, if you want to count that. I mean, I know I didn't count it before, but I said that for that match specifically that Wyatt would beat Orton, and technically he did via forfeit. The only match I was wrong on, and I was very happy I was wrong about, was the main event. So anyway, I was happy to see her win. This has been a long time coming. Becky Lynch is the perfect woman to build that division around. She is just so fucking good. She's been so good since day one. And I wrote a whole article about it about a year ago, about how they called her up too soon. And could that still be the case? Yeah, sure. I mean, I feel like nothing would have really changed. You know, if they brought her up night after WrestleMania this year or a little bit later on in 2015, she still could have become the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion, but when she initially arrived on the main roster, it wasn't like she wasn't good. She was great. Remember that amazing match she had with Sasha Banks at TakeOver last May, in May of 2015, a year and a half ago at this point? That was really fucking good. But when she came out of the main roster, they brought her, they brought Charlotte and Sasha all in at the same time, and as a result, she got overshadowed. And she was really kind of like the third wheel, so to speak, I guess would be the perfect analogy here, in the Team PCB and the Divas Revolution and whatever. And she really didn't start to get over until like the onset of 2016, when she started chasing the Divas Championship, Women's Championship, whatever. And she came so close on so many different occasions to winning the title and always came up short. So still, I thought it was, she's had a great build. I don't think this was ever really the plan, like at the start of the year when they had her lose that match. Oh, we're going to build to a major moment with Becky Lynch. I feel like it just kind of happened that way. And she is so far, along with AJ Styles, been the biggest beneficiary of this brand split. I could not be happier for her because, like I said, she's that fucking good. She can carry the division. She is just the perfect representation of what they need on SmackDown. And I talked about this with RJ multiple times, but just recently, yesterday, via text, that I love how SmackDown really, all their women are on the same level. It's not like the champion's up here and all the challengers are down there, or Alexa Bliss isn't on TV at all. I mean, even Marie isn't, but that's just because that she was suspended. And even before she got suspended, she was probably the focal point of the division, believe it or not. But anyway, I love how they really treat their women equally. It's not like, oh, they're all the same, they all blend in, and none of them are really more special than the other. That's not the case at all. Each of them have their own personality. You have Becky as the champion. Her personality speaks for itself. Carmella finally went heel, which was the best thing for her. Nikki Bella is established. She's a babyface now. She's not hogging the spotlight. She's putting people over. Great for her. Natalya is so much better as a heel than she ever was as a babyface. Naomi is finally, she was a good heel, but I feel like the whole over-the-top, glow-in-the-dark entrance is so her. It's so Naomi, and I think it's great, and she's more relevant now than she ever was when she was a heel for the past year and a fucking half. And Alexa Bliss is I'm not really a huge fan of the whole Harley Quinn thing, capitalizing off the Suicide Squad popularity. I could see why they're doing it, but just let Alexa be Alexa. I mean, she looks hot either way, but I mean, she was great in NXT. She's still great now, but I feel like you don't really need to make her flat out call her the Harley Quinn of the WWE, because that's just not her. Like, when I think Harley Quinn, maybe it's just me, I think of AJ Lee, like the way that she kind of was and her personality, how crazy she was, the colors that she would wear. She, to me, was the Harley Quinn of the WWE, for her time period anyway. Alexa Bliss, not so much, but still, she makes it look good, so I can't complain. But anyway, really good match to kick off the show. Becky Lynch was the absolute right person to win this matchup and become the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion. And also check out our interview, too, with Michael Cole on WWE.com, YouTube, whatever. Really good stuff. About a 3.5-minute interview from Wednesday. Really good stuff. Her talking about winning the title, her next challenger, and so on and so forth. 2 thumbs up.